Universal Orlando is going to be a hotspot for vacationers in 2026. Bags are packed, Universal tickets are booked, and our minion goggles are at the ready. But where should we stay on Universal property for the best theme park perks, dining, pools, and rooms? We're ranking every Universal Orlando hotel today from okay to best ever here on DFB Guide. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. Universal Orlando made quite the splash in 2025 when it opened up that brand new park Epic Universe, but it's going to continue making waves on into 2026 as more and more people choose to prioritize these parks over the Disney World ones, while Disney's under major construction mode for the foreseeable future. So the big question we're answering today is which Universal hotels are the best ones to stay in next year? In order to find our answer, we're ranking every hotel and ending the video with our number one choice. So join us as we go worst to first for Universal Orlando hotels. Okay, just because Endless Summer is on the bottom of our list today, that doesn't mean I'm mad at it. Some of y'all out there might still prefer this option over some of Disney's value resorts. Endless Summer is Universal's value hotel option that's made up of two different sections, Surfside and Dockside. But regardless of which side you stay in, you're going to experience major beachy tropical vacation aesthetics overall. Much like Disney's value hotels, you've got food court options to choose from here, which actually have a fair mix of standard theme park eats along with some substantial comfort foods that are a little more unique, like citrus roasted chicken and shrimp po' boys. But don't expect much more in the dining department beyond the food courts. The standard rooms in general, nothing to write home about, but they are modern and clean and have a little more space to them than your average standard room setup, minus the beds that you can fold up into the walls when you need more wiggle room during the day. Endless Summer does not have those. That being said, they do have 2-bedroom suite options. Yep, I said what I said, 2-bedroom, that'll give you a whole lot more room if the standard one's not up to snuff, giving you the option to sleep up to a family of 6 for a much more affordable price point. Unlike Disney's family value suites available at All Star Music and Disney's Art of Animation, these 2-bedroom options still only have 1 bathroom to share, though you'll have 2 sink counter spaces, which is nice. However, the prices for these suites tend to cost less than the family value suites at Disney, often hovering around the $300 to $350 per night range, while the standard Endless Summer rooms will put you back around $150 to $250 per night. So might be worth a slight extra splurge here just for that additional wiggle room. All in all, Endless Summer's not a bad resort. It's affordable for families and still has lots of the same Universal perks as the other Universal area hotels, including free shuttle transportation between the parks and early theme park admission when it's available. That being said, Endless Summer is also the farthest away from Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios Florida. One of the many perks about staying with a Universal property in this general area is the easy walking access to either of those 2 classic parks as well as the City Walk district. But if you're going to walk to these sections from Endless Summer, it would more than likely take you about 20 to 25 minutes to get there one way. And that's still way closer than some of the other Disney hotels will give you for their theme parks, especially for a value price point, so that might still be fine for you. Another downside to staying at Endless Summer is the fact that pool hopping is not allowed. That's pretty common territory on the Disney World scene, but when it comes to the Universal hotels that are closest to City Walk, most of them give you the option to hop between each other's hotel pools. While you're still more than welcome to visit other Universal hotels as an Endless Summer guest, Endless Summer continues to be the only hotel in this Universal area that doesn't give you any pool hopping privileges. That being said, you still will be able to hop between the Surfside and Dockside pool options, which may be more than enough for your family anyway. Oh, by the way, don't stress over taking notes today. Just scan the QR code you see on the screen now, or click on the link in the description for disneyfoodblog.com/universal ranks, so we can send you our full ranked Universal hotel list with the highlighted pros and cons. That way, you won't forget what we talked about when it's time for you to start making your final Universal hotel decisions. Next up, Aventura Hotel. What's the theme for the Prime Value Aventura? Sleek, modern, chrome, and the future and all that jazz? Aventura is very focused on the whole chic windowed tower vibe. If you're looking for a hotel with a whole lot of character and whimsy, this probably isn't going to be the place to make you feel warm and fuzzy inside. That being said, there's still a lot of nice stuff going for it. Depending on the room you choose, you can get some gorgeous views of Volcano Bay out of your window, specifically from those skyline view rooms. Rooms are relatively smaller here, you've got your standard setup, you've got your deluxe level rooms, which will provide you with slightly more square footage to spread out, and you've got your kids suites. Now, kids suites are a really nice addition to the Universal Hotel scene. These provide separate rooms made just for the kids so that kids and parents can have their own spaces to lounge around in. Kind of like the shoppers in training shopping carts that you'll find at the select grocery stores. Kids get to have the freedom to be a kid while still feeling empowered with something made just for them in mind. All the while, the adults get a little more breathing room and thinking space. So everybody wins. The problem with Aventura's Kid Suites, however, is that they are, how do I put this nicely? Boring. That wasn't nice, but I can't take it back now. You'll see throughout the course of this video just how cool kids' suites can be across some of these other hotels. And while kids' suites are generally cheaper at Aventura, I'd almost prefer just to get a 2-bedroom at Endless Summer for a smidgen more whimsy. When it comes to dining and drinks, you've got a few more options than you'll find at Endless Summer, including a Barventura lobby bar, the Bar Soul Pool Bar, the Urban Pantry food court style selections, and a Starbucks for your Frappuccino hit in the morning. But probably our favorite place to snack and drink at Aventura is going to be the Bar 17 Bistro, perched on top of the Aventura Hotel to give you breathtaking views along with your custom crafted cocktails and Korean-inspired bites, like bao, vegetable stir-fry, and more. So Aventura is affordable, it's sleek, it has great window views and tasty cocktails, but it's not going to be the most exciting option for kids or any guest who's looking to add a little more whimsy to their Universal vacation. Now, if you are a fan of the nostalgic vibes towards Disney's Pop Century Resort, but you're still intrigued by the whole Endless Summer concept we mentioned at the start of this video, then the Cabana Bay Value Hotel might be the perfect happy medium for you. Cabana Bay takes beach and retro theming and mixes them together to create some super fun summer vacation vibes for the whole family. While Cabana Bay will let you do pool hopping, you may not want to, since the 2 pools featured here are massive and have impressive features. The Atomic Pool has a large slide that kind of gives me Men in Black alien attack vibes. Anyone else feeling that way? While the Hideaway Pool has a full-on lazy river. We love a lazy river around here. Don't want to swim? That's cool. Maybe you'd rather take up a game of bowling instead. Yep, Cabana Bay is home to Galaxy Bowl, where you can rent a lane for 45 minutes for 1 to 3 players or 75 minutes for groups of 4 to 8. Adults cost $17, children 9 and under cost $11. But there is an additional speed bowling option that'll give players a quick 20 minutes of lane time for about $9 each. Along with the bites you can order from Galaxy Bowl, Cabana Bay also has the Bayliner Diner food court, the Shakes Malt Shop, and a few different pool bars and lounges for you to check out, as well as a Starbucks, of course. Is the food anything to write home about here? Not really, but will it get you fed and provide you with a nice variety of options? Yeah. Once again, a Cabana Bay room could give you some pretty sweet views across Volcano Bay, depending on where your room is situated. Cabana Bay rooms come in a variety of styles. Some are motel-style rooms where the door faces outside, and others have hallways that face inside, like a standard hotel. The rooms here range from standard 2 queen or 1 king rooms, if you're looking for the most affordable option, but you can also splurge a little for more space by booking a family suite that can sleep up to 6, or even one of the 2-bedroom suites that sleep up to 8. And by splurge, I mean $500 plus per night for the 2-bedroom option. The regular family suites tend to stick around the $200 to $350 price range. I think the biggest drawback with booking a room at Cabana Bay is just how sprawling this resort is. Depending on where your room is located, the layout makes it kind of hard and confusing to get around. That being said, walking over to Volcano Bay is a breeze from this place, especially if you're over in the Bayside building. More tropical vibes incoming, but this time we're taking a trip to the Caribbean. While the Caribbean theming throughout the Sapphire Falls Signature Hotel isn't as prominent as you'll find it to be at Disney's Caribbean Beach, it still comes through thanks to blue waterfalls and steel drum soundtracks and Caribbean-themed dining options, lounges, and bars with rare vintage rums and beautiful lagoon-style pool and beach ball-themed chandelier in the main lobby. Okay, not actually sure if beach ball chandeliers are really a Caribbean specialty or not, but I wanted to mention it regardless just because it's cool. Now, when you book a room at Sapphire Falls, you got a handful of different options to choose from beyond the standard style setup. Just keep in mind that the suite options are a little smaller than many of the suite options offered across the other Universal hotels. Ironically, the biggest rooms here don't necessarily accommodate the most guests. For example, the hospitality suites are 1,355 square feet, but only feature a king bed. It can accommodate up to 3 people, but that's only if you ask for a rollaway to be brought up to the room. And considering these rooms can get up to $900 plus per night, the hospitality suite splurge doesn't really feel worth it, especially when you consider that a stay at this hotel does not come with a free Express Pass Unlimited perk, much like you'll find at the other signature hotels. That's not to say the rooms at Sapphire Falls aren't fun to stay at. They definitely go hard on the ocean vibes in each space, and if you book a room with a pool or lagoon view, you'll increase your chances of getting a view across the Islands of Adventure Park too. Speaking of which, walking to the theme parks from this hotel is easy. You've got a clear walkway that'll lead you over to the City Walk area / theme park front gates in about 10 to 15 minutes at an average walking pace. Not including Epic Universe, of course, which is in its own little bubble away from the main Universal Orlando hub. But much like any of the Universal Orlando hotels, you can always rely on the free shuttle services to take you to and from where you need to go. Sapphire Falls also has additional boat transportation over to the City Walk area just in case you want to save yourself some steps. The dining options are another key highlight for Sapphire Falls. Specifically speaking, Amatista Cookhouse and Strongwater Tavern. Amatista is a table service restaurant that serves fresh island-inspired dishes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and these include stuff like omelet stations and bottomless Bloody Marys and mimosas in the morning, and ancho chili chicken empanadas, island fish sandwiches, and a half mojo marinated rotisserie chicken in the afternoon and evening. Meanwhile, remember that rare rum I briefly mentioned earlier? You'll find the good stuff over at Strongwater Tavern, along with a variety of small plates to go along with it, like tuna tartare, arroz con pollo, pork belly tacos, and more. Sapphire Falls definitely feels like a sophisticated stay, but the main things keeping it from ranking any higher on today's list are the limited guest space in the rooms, plus the missing Express Pass perks, despite the higher than normal room prices. And now we're getting into the free unlimited Express Pass territory. Royal Pacific is one of the 3 Universal Signature hotels that comes with complimentary unlimited Express Passes for your group's visits to Universal Studios Florida and Islands of Adventure only. Not Epic Universe at this time, but I'll be sure to let you know if that status changes. Express Passes are Universal's version of a quick queue that lets you bypass the main ride lines in exchange for much shorter ride lines. With standard Express Passes, you'll only be able to skip the ride lines once per day, but with Unlimited, you'll be able to skip them as many times as you want. Considering the fact that Unlimited Express Passes can cost upwards of $150 to $350 plus per person per day, suddenly that $600 per night stay for a standard signature Universal hotel room doesn't seem nearly as bad if you were already planning on paying for Express Passes out of pocket for everyone in your room. These rooms might even wind up saving you money when all is said and done. Along with the Unlimited Express Passes, Royal Pacific will also give a, once again, nice, lush, tropical setting to stay in. Don't worry, we're about to look at some really unique hotel themes that go beyond the tropical thing here in a second, but for now, enjoy the abundance of palm trees and tiki drinks. Royal Pacific is another resort that's a hop, skip, and a jump away from the City Walk / Islands of Adventure / Universal Studios Florida Trinity. You can either take a short walk, about 10 to 15 minutes at an average walking pace, or you can take a boat ride to the shopping district area instead. And of course, you can take a shuttle over to Epic Universe too. Along with standard rooms and suites that are similar to the layouts I've already mentioned today, there are 2 special style rooms I want to shout out here at Royal Pacific. The first are the club level rooms, which come with additional amenities including private club level lounge access, continental breakfast, evening hors d'oeuvres, and personal concierge service. Is the club level status worth the extra splurge that could cost you at minimum over $700 per night? To each their own. Personally, the folks on our team don't tend to be head over heels with the all-inclusive snacks and drinks provided by the Royal Pacific's club level lounge, but you still might prefer to have them conveniently offered throughout your stay. The second room I want to mention are the kids' suites here. I'm about to show you why I said Aventura's kids' suites are kind of boring when compared to the other Universal kids' suites. Because the kids' suites at Royal Pacific are themed around Jurassic World. Yep, it's the Jurassic Park theme song suddenly invading your headspace the moment you lay eyes on this room. The twin beds inside the Jurassic World kids' suite are made up to look like the gyrosphere vehicles featured in the latest franchise, and the door connecting the parents' room to the kiddos' room is themed to look like a dino enclosure, warning adults not to feed the dinos human food. Despite the cool suite theming, I do have to mention that some of the Royal Pacific rooms and suites are a bit less spacious than you'll find at other Universal Hotel signature suites. but the Jurassic World theming might help make up for that, especially if you've got a dino fan in the family. When it comes to food, the dining is actually pretty top-notch. Tuk Tuk Market is a grab-and-go spot that sells coffee, snacks, pastries, and other quick-service type specialty items. Their signature item is a Tuk Tuk pastry, which is like a homemade Pop-Tart in a variety of sweet and savory flavors. Now, my scriptwriter Bria will be highly disappointed to learn that these pastries are also frosted, which further proves my point that frosted Pop-Tarts are better than the naked ones, though I don't think she's gonna budge on her opinion. Alas, we persist. Be on the lookout for other items at this little quick service too, like hot woks, sandwiches, hand-scooped frozen treats, and other goodies as well. Also off the lobby is the Orchid Lounge restaurant. They're open in the evenings and are known for their signature cocktails and sushi. Downstairs, you're gonna find Jake's American Bar, which is a sit-down spot known for its burgers and beer and puffy pretzel rods. Across from Jake's is the Island Dining Room, where you can grab breakfast and dinner, table service style. Their Big Kahuna breakfast is one of the most noteworthy items on the menu, featuring a sampling of their most popular morning lunches. But what's probably the coolest dining option here, if not the coolest dining option across any of the Universal hotels, is the Wantalan Luau dinner show that happens on Saturdays at 6 p.m. As far as the pool scene is concerned, it's okay. I've definitely seen cooler, and I definitely prefer the options at Cabana Bay tenfold, but the ship setting is neat, and I do love that you can rent a private cabana here if you plan on spending your day swimming and floating and hanging out by the pool bar. Time to switch gears. So long, tropical hotel settings, and say hello to rock and roll. Hard Rock Hotel has a lot going for it, so I'm going to try to cover as much ground as I possibly can without talking your ear off. The three main things you need to know about Hard Rock is that A, this is a signature hotel decked out in rock and roll highlights with outfits, instruments, and other memorabilia straight from singers, bands, and musicians that have been hot on the charts throughout the decades. This is another one of the three Universal hotels that'll give you unlimited express passes for everyone in your room. And this hotel was recently renovated, which means bright, shiny new rooms to stay in, but potentially higher price points too. So watch out for those costly spikes. Now I can talk about everything else, which is just the icing, sprinkles, gravy, and cherries on top. Hard Rock Hotel is the closest hotel to Universal Studios Florida, so if you want to be within short walking distance to those front gates, Hard Rock is only going to be a 10-minute walk away. Cause music is all the rage here, you got a lot of awesome exclusive music perks to check out too. The Sound of Your Stay program is a big one. This is where you can reserve a turntable with curated records and/or a Fender guitar and headphones to play in your room, complete with tutorials on the TV if you aren't sure how to play. During your pool day, don't be shocked if you dunk your head under the water and hear rock and roll tunes coming from the underwater speakers. And if you decide to splurge, and I mean really splurge, on a Graceland suite, you'll be able to sleep up to 7 people, you'll receive club-level privileges, and you'll get 2 separate bedrooms and 2 separate bathrooms. And you'll get an oversized tub, a walk-in closet, a glass fireplace, 4 flat-screen TVs, a personal gym, and a baby grand piano. You know, for good measure. The Graceland Suite will put you back thousands of dollars to stay in per night, so you might be peachy just sticking with the cheapest standard room option available here, which will still put you back well over $700 per night. But Hard Rock Hotel also has kids suites called Future Rockstar Suites, where you'll find a big red curtain pulled back to reveal hundreds of exciting fans ready for your kid to make their grand debut on stage. Maybe not as exciting as Jurassic World, but hey, life's a stage, I suppose, and this is just a bit more on the nose. There are quite a few restaurants and lounges in the Hard Rock Hotel area too, including sit-down locations like the Kitchen and the Palm Restaurant. We actually recently went to the Kitchen after hearing about their massive kitchen sink cake, which is 7 layers of brownie, peanut butter cream, chocolate chunk cookie, red velvet cake, vanilla cheesecake, devil's food chocolate cake, and vanilla chiffon, served with chocolate sauce and vanilla bean ice cream. And that comes to a whopping total of $48. Yeah, you thought Cake Bake Shop's cakes over at Disney's Boardwalk Inn were pricey. Well, they are. It's just this kitchen sink cake is even more so. If you're looking to grab and go a few snacks and not spend nearly $50 on cake, you can stop by Amic and Bolio's, or you can chill out by the pool with eats and drinks from the Beach Club. Nope, there's not a Hard Rock Cafe attached to this hotel, but the Hard Rock Cafe inside City Walk is, again, a very short walk away. Okay, are you ready for the new stuff? This is our first brand new hotel hitting our rankings here. Terra Luna is one of 3 new hotels in the Epic Universe area, so that means you're not going to be able to walk right up to the gates of Islands of Adventure or Universal Studios Florida or City Walk from here, but you're going to be so much closer to the brand new park, and you'll still be able to take a shuttle over to the other parks whenever you need to get back and forth. Initially, we were a little worried about the price tags for 3 brand new hotels so close to Epic, but surprise, Terra Luna is a prime value resort, so it's actually relatively affordable. In fact, Terra Luna tends to be the most affordable of the 3 Epic Universe area hotels, typically ranging around $130 to $170 per night. Now, the reason Terra Luna tends to be cheaper than its siblings is because its walking paths up to Epic Universe aren't as convenient. Yep, you can still walk to the park from this resort, but you will have to cross some roads in order to reach it, which could take up to 20 to 30 minutes at an average walking pace. That being said, you can still take an Epic Universe shuttle to the park instead, which will only be a short puddle jump away. Now, I got caught up in the transportation stuff, and I forgot to tell you how cool this hotel looks. Terra Luna is a galactic-themed resort with a focus on planetary elements in the lobby, cosmic-inspired dining options, and solar system influences in the rooms. So basically, space, space, and more space. But do the rooms have space beyond the overall theming? For the most part, yes-ish. I mean, the rooms definitely don't feel cramped if you're a family of 2 to 3, but if you're looking for more room beyond the standard setup, so beyond 1 king bed or 2 queen-size beds, you'll probably still want to stick with a Universal hotel that has the suite options. Dining isn't over the top here, but you do have options across the Omega Cafe and Market quick service, featuring stuff like burgers and paninis, fried chicken, and pastas. Moonrise Bar and Grill offers quesadillas, salads, and more burgers, and Luna Bar is the lobby's watering hole. And there's direct-to-room pizza delivery. When it comes to the pool, it's a very big zero-entry pool, but you're not going to find water slides or lazy rivers or any kind of over-the-top theming that goes along with the space vibes. It's just a nice pool. Terra Luna is basically a solid addition to the Universal Hotel lineup and is one of the best value hotels that'll keep you super close to all the Epic Universe action. But as you might have noticed, while it's towards the top of our overall Universal Hotel list today, it's also on the bottom when it comes to the Epic Universe Hotel Trinity, and you'll see why very, very soon. But first, let's talk about my favorite Universal hotel that's still in the classic Universal area, Portofino Bay. Portofino Bay is this classy Italian seaside, village-inspired signature resort, and it's also the final Universal hotel on this list that'll provide you with those free express passes. You got a lot of different room options here, including standard rooms, club-level rooms, suites, and rooms that have a lovely little outdoor balcony to spend your mornings on, looking out across Harbor Piazza and sipping away on your hot coffee or tea. I know, idyllic, right? All of this looks super sophisticated so far, but what if I told you this could possibly be the preferred hotel choice for not just the adults, but for the kids too? Yep. Kids suites are available to book at Portofino, and these kids suites are Despicable Me themed. So that means your kids are gonna get to sleep in these non-explosive, probably bombs, surrounded by hundreds of minion eyes, because who wouldn't get a good night's sleep with lots of little yellow dudes gathered around you? Portofino Bay is also home to various upscale dining options with a focus on Italian cuisine. There's Mama Della's Ristorante for table service, Trattoria del Porto, Splendido Bar and Grill, and Sal's Market Deli for quick and casual dining. The Thirsty Fish for light bites and drinks, a gelateria, and a Starbucks. Just assume that if you're staying at a Universal hotel, there'll never be a Starbucks too far away. But my favorite restaurant at Portofino is Bice Ristorante, which is a dimly lit, sophisticated restaurant that features Italian-inspired dishes with handmade pastas and seasonal risottos. Now, this resort is pretty spread out, so getting place to place can be a little bit of a trek, especially if your room is on one of those outer wings on the far opposite side of where the lobby is. That being said, this resort still has a clear walking path up to the City Walk area that'll take you about 15 to 20 minutes at an average walking pace. Otherwise, shuttles and boats are available for you to use too. Portofino Bay Resort is also home to 3 pools, but the beach pool is the main one with the actual sand around the perimeter and a Roman aqueduct themed water slide. And much like Disney's Grand Floridian Resort, Portofino Bay also has premium spa services in case you need a little more pampering while you're on vacation. I love how Portofino Bay can combine character, whimsy, and sophistication into one big hotel package that's good for the whole family. But I will say, be prepared to budget for this all-ages luxury stay, since the cheapest standard room prices often range between $700 to $800 per night. Okay, we are at Terra Luna's twin sister, Stella Nova. Stella Nova is another brand new prime value hotel in the Epic Universe area. And upon first glance, it looks almost identical to Terra Luna. And in a lot of ways, it's very similar. They both got modern amenities, fitness centers, lobby bars, quick service restaurants, galactic theming inside the rooms, similar standard room setups, a spacious pool. But the two key differences between them are what makes Stella Nova stand out. The first, there's a designated walking path to Epic Universe from Stella Nova that doesn't require you to play multiple rounds of Frogger like you'll have to do when you're crossing over from Terra Luna. We tested this path out ourselves and it takes around 5 minutes to walk from the front of the hotel to the crosswalk that'll take you across the street straight up into the entrance of Epic Universe. Not too shabby, especially when you consider that average prices for a room at Stella Nova tend to range at $200 to $230 per night. The other key difference, the overall space theming inside Stella Nova tends to be more drastic and dramatic, while the theming in Terra Luna is more casual and subdued. Now, you might prefer the casual theming of Terra Luna, but we really do love how Stella has an entrance that makes you feel like you're entering a black hole, and the stars on the ceiling and the hallways, and even the rooms with the darker and enhanced space theme. This is already probably obvious since I mentioned it when we talked about Terra Luna before, but Stella Nova is only within walking distance to Epic Universe. If you want to travel to the other Universal theme parks, you're going to have to take the shuttle system, which is about a 15-minute ride over. Not horrible, but still something to keep in mind when planning out your day-to-day itineraries. All right, Helios Grand, we have officially granted you the title of Best Universal Hotel for 2026, so give yourself a round of applause. There's a lot of good stuff to say about the new signature Helios Grand. Team members at Helios refer to this hotel as the crown jewel of Epic Universe's Celestial Park, and that's because the hotel is actually situated inside Celestial Park, making it the first ever Universal Orlando hotel to have a designated entrance directly into a theme park. So if you're wanting to get to Epic Universe with absolutely zero travel time, Helios Grand is going to be your go-to resort, and I will tell you, having stayed there, it makes a massive difference to just be able to walk directly into the theme park. You don't think it's going to be that big a deal? It's a big deal. This hotel is heavily influenced by the Mediterranean decor and constellations that create Celestial Park, making that transition from hotel to Epic incredibly fluid. You've got quite a few dining opportunities in Helios Grand, but our two favorites have got to be the Flora Taverna, the full-service restaurant serving up Mediterranean comfort foods for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and the rooftop bar called Bar Helios, which serves up small bites, handmade cocktails, and 360-degree views above the park. The thing that I don't get about these places, though, is that they don't have any blenders, so they can't make frozen drinks, which was kind of upsetting to me. I don't know why. Anyway, Helios Grand also has a spacious zero-entry pool, complete with underwater speakers, poolside cabanas, a hot tub, poolside movies, recreational activities, etc. Now, when it comes to room options, you got a little bit of everything to choose from here. The standard rooms here sleep up to 4 guests, or 5 if you request a rollaway bed, and these will be your cheapest Helios Grand options, with prices ranging around $550 to $650 per night. You've also got your club level rooms, your various suites, your rooms with views across the theme park. But the coolest rooms at Helios Grand are the How to Train Your Dragon Kids Suites, where little ones can take to the skies and rest amongst dragons in a colorful room inspired by the Viking village of Berk. But sleeping amongst dragons will cost you a pretty penny. Don't be surprised if you find this suite well over $2,000 per night. As cool as Helios Grand is, keep in mind that despite the high price you're paying for a room here, you're not going to get the Express Pass perks for Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios like you will when you book a room at the other signature level hotels. And that could be a massive deterrent for you. It certainly is for me, since the free Express Passes really do help rationalize the price of those signature hotels. That being said, Helios Grand still has all the other Universal Hotel perks, like early theme park entry on certain days, complimentary shuttle service over to the other parks, and of course that nifty dedicated entrance straight on into Epic Universe. So we're still going to claim it as today's best Universal Hotel winner for the newness, the fun immersive kids suites, the dining options, and the Epic Universe convenience. But you may still prefer one of the other Universal hotels that are cheaper and or have more theme park perks for the other Universal parks beyond Epic. Okay, we have made it to the end of our list, and there's so much more we want to tell you about your next year's trip to Universal Orlando. So if you're willing to lend your ear for a little bit longer, go ahead and check out one of our other Universal videos next, like the 50 new Universal Orlando tips for 2026. These are awesome. They are brand new. I can't wait for you to hear them. And don't forget to download the free Universal Hotel Guide ASAP over at disneyfoodblog.com/universal ranks. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.